The names of 4 more people who died in Friday night's Glasgow helicopter crash have been released by police. They are Robert Jenkins, 61, Mark O'Prey, 44, Colin Gibson, 33, and John McGarrigle, 57. All 9 people who died after a police helicopter crash landed onto the Clutha pub in the city centre have now been named. Police earlier said no further bodies had been found during the final phase of a recovery operation at the pub. Painstaking work. Deputy Chief Constable Rose Fitzpatrick said, "Our thoughts first and foremost are with the families and friends of all those who have died. As our investigation continues, we will of course go on providing support to the families involved." She said the recovery operation had been difficult and complex and had involved painstaking work and the skills of specialist personnel from across the emergency services. The family of Mr. O'Prey, who had earlier been named locally as one of the dead, had expressed their frustration at the amount of information they had been given about the recovery operation. Mr. O'Prey and Mr. Jenkins, both from East Kilbride, Mr. Gibson, from Ayr, and Mr. McGarrigle, from Cumbernauld, had all been inside the pub. Samuel McGee, 56, of Glasgow, and 48-year-old Gary Arthur, from Paisley, Renfrewshire, who were earlier named among the dead, were also inside the Clutha. The 3 dead helicopter crew were pilot David Trail, 51, and PC's Kirsty Nilles, 36, and Tony Collins, 43. Fingertips search. 11 of the 32 people injured in the crash are still in hospital. The BBC understands that 3 are in a serious condition. Officers conducting the investigation have asked for any footage of the incident to be emailed to Glasgow helicopter incident at scotland.pnn.police.uk. Emergency services concluded the recovery operation with a fingertips search of the building after the helicopter, which was embedded in the roof, was lifted out on Monday morning. The EC-135T2 aircraft, manufactured by Eurocopter, was loaded onto a lorry and taken to the Air Accidents Investigation Branch, AAB, base in Farnborough, Hampshire. AAB Deputy Chief Inspector David Miller revealed on Monday that the pilot had not made a mayday call before its vertical descent. He said, "I can confirm that the helicopter does not have a flight data recorder. However, it does have a significant number of modern electronic systems on board and it may be possible to recover recorded data from those systems." There were no emergency transmissions from the pilot before this accident. Mr. Miller said nothing detached from the craft in flight before the crash. "Immensely grateful." Management of the incident scene has now been handed over from the emergency services to Glasgow City Council. The council's chief executive George Black said, "Every Glaswegian is immensely grateful for the work the emergency services have done for us since Friday night, and every Glaswegian is immensely proud of their fellow citizens who ran towards trouble when they were needed." While the initial response to this incident has now come to an end, we still have work to do. Scotland's Justice Secretary Kenny McCaskill and Community Safety Minister Rosina Cunningham have met officers and crews who took part in the rescue efforts. Ms. Cunningham said, "The Scottish Fire and Rescue Service played a key role as part of the emergency services response which undoubtedly saved lives after the helicopter crashed on Friday night. The way in which they responded to an incident of this scale is truly exemplary." Air accident investigators have described this as one of the most complex crash sites that they've ever worked on. She added, "We were all indebted to their remarkable courage and dedication, working on a hugely complex operation. The relief effort from all of our emergency services has been simply heroic." Alistair Hay, Chief Officer for the Scottish Fire and Rescue Service, paid tribute to fire and rescue staff. He said, "This incident was a very challenging, complex situation and I am extremely proud of my staff for such a dedicated and professional response." Whilst firefighters train for these sorts of emergency situations, the reality of actually dealing with them takes its toll on us emotionally and physically. "It has been an extremely difficult time for everyone involved and I have the utmost respect for every single person who was part of this operation.